The big question still remains, can Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum play together? Can they be successful? Can they lead this team to a finals? Or even better, a championship? After Jaylen Brown scored a career 50 points Sunday against Orlando in a very hard-fought overtime win, the question keeps popping up. They seem to have the same game, people say. They both are not passers, even though I think Tatum definitely is capable of passing at a very high rate. I think he's shown that in flashes, and I think still as he matures, he's only 23, I think we're going to see more of that. It could boil down to more so the talent around these two guys, more than just them. Yes, they probably should look to make their teammates better, but that's easier said than done sometimes, especially with a younger nucleus like this. Let's be honest, I'm not trying to make any excuses for this team. They've had a very weird season in terms of who's been playing. Tatum out with COVID, or Brown out with some hamstring issues. Earlier in the season out with, health and safety protocols, you name it, team hasn't really been full strength. Do I think this is a championship team this year? Likely not. But I think we all expected this team to play better. Realistically, too, they had a tough schedule to begin the season. A lot of road games. December was daunting. A lot of heavy teams with big records. January should be a telling month of where this team can go. To me, started off strong with ending the year, beating Phoenix, and starting this season, or the second half of the season, kind of with the new year, big win against Orlando after being down 14. I just don't know who you bring in to pair with Tatum. Do you go with Damian Lillard? He's definitely better than Brown at this stage in their career, but you're looking at a few different things on that front. Brown still hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He's much younger, and Lillard's kind of hitting the end of his prime. I just can't see that happening. Do you try to pair him with a big man? Do you try to look to Minnesota and bring in Cat? I don't know if that's even a possibility. I think he seems to be fairly happy at the moment there, despite them kind of hovering about a 500 record themselves. I do believe this team can get to the championship level with these two stars. It's just a matter of a few different scenarios. Do they go the route with trying to go for a third star, which is somewhat successful most of the time? Or do they just try to fill in the voids with some solid players that can either shoot the ball or just be very gritty and gutsy players that, some players like that in the Brad Stevens era help this team play better than what they actually were. Maybe that's the kind of players we need to go with two stars. But I think at the end of the day, you have to look at their age, 23 and 25. And, this year is just a growing year. That's how I'm looking at it. I still have hope they can maybe make a little bit of a run. Maybe not a title run, but maybe, the first round. That'd be pretty cool. But, there's a lot that is going on with this team in terms of health, and, they have a lot of potential to add pieces with a lot of expiring contracts. Maybe they move Schroeder. I think that's a possibility. I'm not for it, honestly, but if they feel like this isn't the year, then we can get something very crazy back for him. I say go for it. I think a lot of trades have not happened so far, just for the fact that teams have not been at full strength. So I think we could see something happen definitely by the deadline. My hope is honestly that they get a third star. I feel like that's just how the league runs. It's got to be the right third star, though. I don't know who that is. I like the fact that maybe Bradley Beal and Tatum could play together. I think that might be good for both of them, along with Jaylen still remaining. I don't know how you get that done contract-wise. Do Washington do they want Horford's expiring? He's got a little bit left next year. I know how that, I'm not sure the details at the moment, but I know he's got a year left. But, lots to be done.